Welcome, everybody. It's so wonderful to see all of you here today at our sixth annual and first ever virtual New Year's Levee. I saw Helen give us all a virtual hug earlier, so I wish I could give you all a hug in person, but of course, we are in these very unprecedented times. So, a virtual hug to everybody. I have to say, I certainly miss all of you and seeing all of you together. We have had this wonderful New Year's Levee year after year, and typically we would either be at Tropicana or at the Chinese Cultural Center or at Woodside Square or at Malvern Town Center. But this year, of course, we are staying connected through our internet connections. It's been such an incredible journey over these past 12 months, and it would not have been as great as it was without you. Each and every one of you who have worked together to make a positive difference in our communities. And let me start off by saying that we all began 2020 just like any other year. We had our holidays, we had our in-person gatherings, and it all seemed so far away because then March hit and the pandemic hit Canada. And I remember being in Ottawa at the time, and it was a Thursday, and all of a sudden we all got notices on our phone just in the middle of March, and they said, do not come back to Ottawa. Please return to your constituencies. Those of you who follow me know that for half of the weeks in the year, I am in Ottawa because there are 26 sitting weeks, meaning that Parliament is in session. So as your federal representative, we go to Ottawa. I have a place in Ottawa where I stay, and we're there to represent you. And I remember that mid-March Thursday when we were told, don't come back. And so it was quite a striking moment. I don't think I left my place in a very orderly way, but I came back to the constituency and stayed here for many months thereafter. And I have to say, we have all been through so much together. So our government, as you know, stepped into action when this pandemic hit. We ensured that tens of billions of dollars in supports were provided through emergency funding measures. Among those, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. We put programs targeted to help Canadians, those who have lost their jobs or had reduced hours because of the pandemic. We helped support local businesses to ensure that they could help pay the wages of their employees, to keep them on the payroll or to recall those who were let go. We ensured that there were measures put in place, additional payments for seniors, for families with children, for students who then had finished school in June and had a summer that unfortunately they couldn't find employment during. So we put into measures that would help Canadians weather the storm. And in these times of crisis, we need more than just government action. And this is where all of you came and stepped up to the plate. I see a few of you here who have been part of that incredible journey. I see Kumar Singham, who runs a shop along with his wife, Devi, who stepped in and we hosted a summer food drive just in front of your shop. I see many others, including Tony Luck, who joined me at Taibu Community Center when he decided to help pitch in and donate items to support our local community health center. I see Andy Shi, who through the work of CPAC, we had an amazing campaign against anti-Asian racism. And it was through Andy and CPAC's efforts that funds were raised to support hospitals, frontline workers with PPE. I see Julia from Yihong, and Yihong, I remember attending Yihong with Dr. Joseph Wong, and we brought masks to Julia to have them distributed to the seniors. And I'm simply not reading off a script, folks. I'm looking at who's in the room, so I apologize if I missed somebody. But throughout those many months, we were able to give back to the community. And through those efforts, through our office here in Scarborough North, over 273,000 items of personal protective equipment, including masks, face shields, gloves, N95 mask, and surgical masks were given out and distributed not only to our residents, but also to our local hospital, the Scarborough Health Network, to local community groups and agencies that have been working hard on the front lines to support our community. And most of all, I have to say to all of you, thank you for everything that you have done, because through these months, it is your actions each and every day. It is you putting on that mask in the morning before you leave your home. It is you ensuring that you are staying home unless you are going out for essentials. It is you who have been giving back, whether it's small businesses who have delivered meals to our seniors in the various seniors facilities in our riding, or preparing meals for frontline workers, like those hardworking nurses, doctors, and workers in our local hospital. It is you by setting the example that we should all take care of ourselves and take care of each other through these times, because at the end of the day, lives have been lost. We saw seniors, we saw those with underlying medical conditions suffer the most. I'm so proud in our riding here in Scarborough North that both of our seniors' homes, St. Peter's and Paul residents and the Yihong Center, both of our seniors' homes have had zero, let me repeat that again, zero cases and deaths related to COVID-19. And it's all because of our collective effort. It's the work that we did together to make this happen. This past year, not only were we hit by COVID-19, we also saw discrimination and racism. We saw the killing of George Floyd. And this was something that was completely unnecessary and tragic. A police officer knelt on his neck for nearly 9 minutes, all over an alleged $20 fake bill. And that sparked protest here in Canada and all around the world against anti-Black systemic racism. I was very pleased in June to join a local group of churches to march in an anti-Black racism rally that was held in Scarborough, and to join them in kneeling for those nearly 9 minutes that George Floyd had a knee on his neck. And this brought worldwide attention to the fact that although we have made progress, certainly from the civil rights era, we still have a lot of more work to do. Racism is under the surface, it is institutionalized, and in some cases, it continues to be explicit and violent. And together, we can make a difference. We also saw anti-Asian racism, fueled by the outbreak of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China. Local businesses being shunned. Some in Markham were even vandalized. And this, I know, is not reflective of our society as Canadians, because I know that as Canadians, we value our diversity. We are a country that has been built up through immigration. And I know from my personal experience as the child of immigrant parents who immigrated to Canada in almost 50 years ago. And my parents, I always say this, you all sometimes won't guess where my parents came from, but most people guess China, but in fact, my parents came from India, from Kolkata, West Bengal, India. We are Hakka Chinese. And I'm always very proud of my roots and always very proud of Canada as that diverse country. But we know we have more to do. We know that we need to continue to fight to make Canada an even better country. And that's what brings me to my concluding remarks here, which is that we have more work to be done. Indeed, our federal government is working hard. We have secured one of the most comprehensive vaccine portfolios of any Western nation. And through those agreements that we have with vaccine developers, we have been able to deliver at this point over 1.1 million vaccines to the provinces and territories. We're on track to deliver our goal of 1.2 million vaccines by the end of January. And those two approved vaccines, as you are most likely already aware, are the vaccines developed by Pfizer and Moderna. And we will continue to ensure that those vaccines get into the hands of our residents here in Canada. We have been working with the provinces and territories very closely. 8 out of 10 dollars being spent by governments in this pandemic are federal dollars. As you all know, healthcare is under the jurisdiction of the provincial governments. So our federal government is continuing to support their efforts to ensure that our long-term care homes are running the way they should be. And indeed, we have offered our support to work with them to provide additional funding, which we have already approved. And in addition to that, we are looking to the provinces to work together with us to develop a long-term national strategy on long-term care. And I look forward to those conversations because we saw how our seniors and our elders suffered the most throughout this pandemic. And of course, as we work to recovery, there is much more to be done. We have a number of recovery benefits that are available to Canadians, and we will continue to prioritize the health and safety of each and every Canadian. Recently, we have required any traveler returning to Canada or arriving in Canada by plane to have proof of a negative COVID test within 72 hours. And so we will continue to put measures in place to ensure that we protect Canadians. But with that, I just want to say once again, thank you to all of you for everything that you have done. Please remember that the sacrifices that we are making today as a society will lead to a prosperous, brighter future for all Canadians. Please know that every time you choose to stay home and stay safe, you are helping to save the life of a senior. You are helping to save the life of a vulnerable person who might catch COVID-19 and suffer the consequences of that. Cases have been leveling off, if not decreasing. Today, there were just over 700 cases in the Toronto area. And I know that it is because of the sacrifice that each and every one of you are making. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for working together with me and our incredible team here in the Scarborough North Constituency Office over the past months to make a positive difference. It's with you that we've been able to do the incredible work. So I say to you, thank you. To those of you who have stayed indoors for extended amounts of time, know that we are there with you. If not in person, in spirit, we are there with you, and we hope that you continue to stay strong. We hope that you continue to stay resilient because it has been an incredibly tough year. And there are resources available to you and to all Canadians. So I encourage you to contact us, contact our office. We are here to provide you with support, any help that you need. And did you know there are many ways you can access food delivery? Did you know that there are online mental well-being and health supports available to you? You can even see a doctor now without even leaving your home. So there are many things that we can help support you with. I encourage you to please get in contact with us, and we'll be more than happy to provide that support. So thank you again so much to all of you for being a part of today's event. I know it's a little different than what we usually do, but I just want to say thank you all for being here. And thank you to our special guests, Councillor Cynthia Lai and Trustee Yalini Rajakulasingam, who I know are joining us today. And they too have been working so hard on the front lines of our community. So I thank them for their work and their partnership that we are able to get through these difficult times together. So thank you very much. I hope that you all continue to stay safe. Please stay strong. Please stay resilient. And I know the vaccine is on its way. So let us continue to work together and let us continue to build an even better constituency, an even better city, an even better province, and an even better country. Thank you so much. And once again, Happy New Year, and I wish you good health, joy, and happiness. Let there be peace on earth. Thank you very much. And once again, happy 2021.